This was absolutely, just could not believe what a nice day this turned out to be. When I left, I was skeptical. It was a little breezy, it was a little cold, but boy, it puffed out into a beautiful, beautiful day. Today we have another beautiful day, a little brisk, a little breezy, but I'll take every one of these days I possibly can get. We are entering the real cream of the riding season very soon. Now I've been really monitoring the wear on the chain and on the rear tire, those two things. And I have a replacement chain. It's about due for it very soon, in fact. And the rear tire, I already have a Michelin 6, but I wanted to run this right to the end so I could get a real good and an accurate reading on the mileage. That's a tire that will be tested on the MT-09 and on this bike too, so when we do the final measuring of the mileage and logging it all in, I'll have a pretty accurate, and I can compare it to some of the other brands of tires that I've gotten similar mileage out of, or hopefully this one will be good, will be really good. I guess we're not going to know actually until the end of the test, that's for sure. So after pre-flighting the bike and checking the air in the tires, of course the last thing is I want to get the bugs off, any that are still on it I missed on the cleanup from the previous ride, and get a nice fresh coat of wax so that the bugs don't tend to stick to my precious paint. And I always like to water in the garden a little bit before I go, and feed the fish, of course, feed the birds, have that extra cup of coffee, and today is no exception. Once all of the chores are done around the farm, Karen's got new plants going in the ground almost every day. We go to the garden center almost every day. It's really an addiction. And sit out on a porch and have a nice extra cup of coffee and get out on the open road. And the day started out, it just looked like it was going to be a heavenly day weather-wise, for sure. Custom mixing the gold paint for the wheels, it's all out on the channel. And no matter where I ride, farm area, the hilly area, the place where the lakes are, or up by Picatinny Arsenal, always fun. Now this bike, more than any in the collection, is just good at doing a lot of things real well. Like the MT-09. It's good on back roads, it's a good highway cruiser, it's got a comfortable seat, and a lot of nice unique features, so anywhere you stop with the bike, people are always checking it out and looking at the details. And the engine on a bike is surprisingly friendly, surprisingly nice power delivery, good low-end torque, and the nicest thing, really good mileage. Now in the real world, when you're sitting in the seat of this bike, it has a really nice sound. Not loud and obnoxious, not something that gives you a headache. Just a really nice sound of a twin. a lot of times when I'm riding a bike, I just lose track of time. This bike is mesmerizing to ride. Easy, easy in every possible way. And there's something about having a relatively lightweight, effortless machine to ride. It just, you go into the garage and it says, it talks to you, it says, let's go for a ride. And I always depend on a Valentine radar detector. Some of the areas where I ride, or to get to and from the riding area, it can be tricky with law enforcement. And never underestimate the power of the radar detector. It is a key part of my riding equipment. And the most beautiful part, I think, of a bike is how many things it does well. It does them effortlessly. And this bike's been in the family 14 years now. And we have never had really any repairs, not major repairs. We had no repairs. And as I said, it's coming up on 36,000 miles and due for... And I made several unique carbon fiber parts for this bike, including the side covers and the piece under the windshield, right, made from scratch. And a lot of times you don't notice the parts, or you notice the paint and you notice the wheels, but the little parts, the detail parts, but there are a lot of little details on this motorcycle. I was really happy when I finished the wheels on this bike, and I was able to get all the trim on the bike and the wheels from custom mixed gold paint. And it's a lot harder to do that than you think. It's a challenge. And like I said, there's a lot of little details. It's just details within details within details. Sometimes you overlook them, but then all of a sudden you look and you say, oh gee, you park it next to a stock bike, all of a sudden it jumps out at you. And every time I look at it, I think about that whole winter I spent doing this. And on a day like today, so worth every minute. And toward the end of every ride, I always think how glad I am to have this bike. It makes a day just disappear very quickly. And a combination of so many things, a good seat, the good mileage, and the biggest thing of all, that it's a light, nimble feeling bike. Very light feeling to drive. always get a kick out of when people look at the bike and they ask me, "Oh, what year is that? Oh, I don't remember Kawasaki making that exact model." Oh, it's always fun. And all the bikes in my collection are basically made to look like the factory might have made that model at one year, and maybe you just didn't see it in that color combo that particular year. But the only reason for doing any restoration work, in my opinion, for me, it's all about just getting out on the open road, just like today. And finding a beautiful area to ride, beautiful back roads, maybe some farm country, a couple of nice lakes, whatever makes you happy on a ride. Now, as I'm heading home, I couldn't help but stop and look at this sign. It's in Rutherford on a newly paved road. New road, drive slow, or we'll put the potholes back. New road, same speed, drive slow, we'll put the potholes back. That made my day complete. So I thought that sign was pretty funny as you come into Rutherford. That's pretty cool. You never know. Some people have a great sense of humor. Anyway, a beautiful day, absolutely beautiful weather. Ninja behaving, getting great mileage, and I just can't wait for the real riding season is just around the corner where we'll be riding, and I think most of my friends will be taking their bikes out of storage and we'll be all out on the open road together. So I hope you did enjoy the video. And thanks so much for watching.